Morning, Liz.
Morning, John.
How are you?
Oh, good, thank you.
Yesterday, what a blast.
Very interesting. All the animals. We went to the Western Plains Zoo, Dubbo, yesterday.
That we did.
What was the highlight?
Probably a couple. I think the cheetah was pretty cool.
Yes.
You know, the fact that they fed it, and he fed it a couple of times, so he had a bit of an idea where he's going to throw the food, so he could have the cameras focused. And the other one was that lioness that came and sat down near the window, which was pretty cool. I think it's probably once in a lifetime opportunity to take a photo, and I took advantage of it, of course. There was a couple of other people that were like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So it had actually been out and then started roaming around, and then just came and sat by the window with us. So they were probably my two biggest highlights, but the day was just filled with wows.
Oh, definitely. The things that you don't normally see, it was just great to see. But I think my highlight was the cheetah. She was an amazing creature.
Yeah, and the fact that it can travel as fast as what it can travel, and does what it does, but just to see them up close for real, you see them on TV, and they're not, they're pretty specky to see then, but just to see them actually in the wild, as wild as we're going to see them,
yes,
live, is certainly pretty special.
Yes.
So, what does our entertainment director have in store for us today?
Well, we're going to do the drip walk.
The what?
The drip walking track, which apparently walks beside the Goulburn River, and it ends up at the dripping wall. So that's going to be quite interesting to see what that looks like.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Driving out to somewhere, a little township called Ulan, which is just, I think that the walking track is just past that. And then we come back on the Golden Highway.
I think that's what it's called.
I think that's what it's called.
So we come out of Dubbo on the Mitchell, we're going to do a loop. So we extended our stay by another night.
Yep.
We looked at doing this, camping somewhere, but we thought, well, it's not a bad day's trip. The facilities at the caravan park are awesome.
Yes.
And so we thought, well, why not just take advantage of that, leave ourselves camped there, we'll do a day trip, and just enjoy some of this New South Wales without having the camper on the back. So we'll show you a little bit of this as we go during the day, and then hopefully a little bit of the walk. Hope you enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers. That's certainly a bit unexpected to see fog here, but who knows?
Wow, this is pretty cool. It feels like we've just stepped back in time. What a quaint little town. The historic landscape is largely unchanged since the 1800s, and there are around 130 National Trust listed buildings. Goolgong is a 19th century gold rush town in the central tablelands. While the colonial architecture of the town is historically significant, it was the town's connection with one of Australia's best known writers which led to its inclusion on our first $10 note. Henry Lawson, poet, storyteller and bush balladeer, was born on the goldfields in the region. Gold was discovered in 1870 and the population and infrastructure grew quickly, as they do. Heading further north, we travel past Ulan and the Ulan coal operations. The Ulan Coal Mine Complex is one of New South Wales' longest running coal mining operations and produces thermal coal for export. Well, it's not long and we arrive at our destination. As the sign says, people have been coming to this place not just for decades, but for thousands of years, attracted by the river, the wildlife and the coolness of the gorge. Now it's our turn to relax and enjoy the peace and quiet of the Drip Wall Walk. The walk follows the Goulburn River Gorge for 1.4 kilometres before arriving at the Drip Wall. As we transverse the track, sandstone walls that are millions of years old surround us.
Is it just hanging in there?
Oops, glasses off. This is a pretty cool spot. It's even got a little bit of echo happening now. It's not far from we're not far from the car park at all at the moment. We've got this amazing little gorge. Yeah, very, very pretty. To aid your comprehension on the walk, there are information boards strategically placed along the track to help people like me, who are not horticulturalists or botanists, to understand what they are seeing. It's quite pretty, got the moss growing on the side of this rock. It's like a bearded carpet. Yeah, so you can actually see all the layers over the millions and millions of years. Awesome.
Straight cruising, headed for a bruising, watching out for number one. You gotta slow down, look around.
So this is actually the Drip Wall. We've finally arrived. It wasn't that long to get here actually, and it's actually a good walk. You can see the water secreting out of the rocks, or the layers of the rocks.
Comes down into the moss garden.
And eventually works its way down into the moss garden below. Again, what an awesome spot. This is why, one of the reasons why we've done this trip, to try and explore some of these little hidden gems in New South Wales. We've found some in Queensland, but haven't ventured too far into New South Wales. So this looks very promising. Well, I hope I don't meet this bloke on the way back.
you can be deserving of the rest that you are given. You gotta slow down, look around, give a lot and live a little. Worth is what you got. Where you're going, you can rest your head. Where you're going, brightness looks big. Where you're going, truth cannot be hid.
Well, Liz, that was a great walk, an absolute cracker. You know, that's probably one of the better ones that we've done. A good wind down from the one we did the other day, that's for sure. I'm still going to do some stretches though.
Oh yeah, you got to stretch after.
So
a walk.
listen, how did you find this one?
Well, when I was looking at doing this trip and researching the areas, I looked at the Goulburn National Park, and for places to camp. But unfortunately, it's all shut at the moment due to, I think, the floods that they've had. But I did notice that there was this walk, which is on the edge of the national park. I think it's in the conservation area. And I thought, well, geez, we could do that. You know, it's a doable walk.
Yeah, well, very enjoyable, and there's some awesome footage, an awesome place to come if ever you're in this area.
And we like walking, so, you know, whenever we get out to places, we like to see what walks we can do in the area. Keep our level of fitness up a little bit.
For sure. All right, well, we'll just unhitch all this gear and make our way back to Dubbo.
Yes.
Cheers. See you
Cheers.
soon, guys.
Sometimes love is a river running strong, moving like a wave through a rocky riverbed. Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark, spinning, laughing, twirling through the back door of your heart. And every time I think of you, well, something happens in my mind. And every time I try to leave, you're keeping me.
Today is a big transit day. We head southeast towards the coast and start to eat up some of those 450 k's, leaving the farming country behind to hopefully find some sand and surf.
Losing track of time.
This drive has countless points of interest, but a couple come to mind: the painted silos that break up the background of rolling hills and pastures, and of course there is the virtual solar system drive. You can explore the planets as if you were hurtling through space.
Sometimes it's alright.
That is pretty special.
With no sense of consequence, the strength to carry on. The day breaks in the darkest places, right before the dawn. So if you ever lie awake with situations in your mind, and you try to sleep it off, but night keeps on passing by. You're losing track.
Crossing the Hunter and the Karoo rivers, we make our way to the Mile Lakes area.
Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a reason to hold on, blowing like a hurricane. said to me and you, no blues or avenues.
Well, it was already high before we wound it up, so have a look at the angle.
Well, have a look at the angle on
I
here.
might lower it a little bit.
Yeah, it looks pretty high. I keep sliding out of bed. We don't want that. Dear oh dear, what a circus this is. That looks alright to me. Could even maybe go a little bit more. Where's the bubble? No, down.
You're there.
Right, well that'll do.
Right.
So, what was I saying? What a bit of a circus this is. You know, it's so hard to, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. We used to have to book a site when you got there, which was great because then you could see what you were going to get. But it meant if you left on late on a Friday night, you turn up at a place you wouldn't know whether you were going to get a site. Whereas now their expectation is to book online. If you've never been there before, you've got no idea what the place looks like, how it's situated. So it just makes it awkward. At any rate, we've turned up at the Mile Lakes. Which one are we at, Liz?
We are at the Mungo Brush
Mungo Brush campsite
south side.
on the south side, and
Only one way.
we realised that, you know, and that's why we didn't book it earlier. And then we realised that, yeah, today's Thursday, it wasn't a problem, but as soon as we put in Thursday, Friday, sites are booked. So there was a couple of nice spots that on the water's edge, but they were only would have had them tonight. So we've scored this little spot. We've got 2 nights. Camp number 76. At least we can. It won't be an issue after the weekend. And I think that's why it's sort of filled up, because you've got the weekend people that come up. But beautiful day. It's absolutely spectacular. We're here out of the wind, so we're going to get set up and probably find a cold bevy very shortly. See, Liz is even laughing.
Certainly am.
So when you're setting up, there's some really important rules that need to be applied, and each person has their job to do, which is really great. I look after the outside with the awning and the kitchen. Liz organises the inside. She's just getting stuff organised there now.
Yep.
But the second biggest rule is just stay out of her way. And then it all goes really nicely to plan.
This is Mile Lakes. Never been here before, but it looks an absolutely perfect spot. Pretty.
Well, I reckon I can see a couple of cameras set up here to catch some evening. We've got the evening sky. We've got a little bit of moon happening at the moment. It must be getting close to half, so we'll have to see how that's going to affect. But the other side of the coin is, and this is just a sip out of this one. The other side of the coin is that we get some reflections from the moon on the water.
Ooh, that would be nice.
So I think either way it's a winner, but we'll see how we go. Looks all right, Liz, doesn't it?
It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Well guys, thanks for joining us on this episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you have,
Like, and if you wish, subscribe.
we'd appreciate it. Cheers guys. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Sip, cheers.
Cheers.
In the next episode, we start to take our time and enjoy what the New South Wales Central Coast has to offer. We visit some absolutely amazing campsites. Liz takes me on a lakeside walk with a twist, and we delve into the kitchen and cook up a couple of cracking feeds. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and don't let the dust settle. Cheers.